And we're back with Donald's story, our OG Trainwreck. Our boy Donald is at 34 years old and a lovely 675 pounds. Before we formally meet Donald, let's look at his home. Well, isn't this just a piece of Americana? We have the flag, a Texas wishing well, a larger wishing well, a windmill, his wheelchair, and various lawn ornaments. Here's Donald! We see him hopping onto his scooter. In his words, he is too big for his legs. I bet he has shouted, "Ow, my legs!" a few times. Donald scoots out to get the mail. To my amusement, on the way back, his scooter becomes stuck in the yard. Luckily for Donald, his concerned friend is there to help. We find out that since Donald is too big to live on his own, he lives with his parents, Taco Bell Mary and Catfish Dad. Donald reveals that at the age of 5, he is 150 pounds. What the hell? I have always wondered with these people if they have to find adult desks for them in kindergarten. And at 16, he was 275 pounds. It was all great for his high school football coach, though. Donald became a big boy at age 19 and outgrew the scale. Can we just take a moment and look at this photo? It is so glorious. He admits that he has no problem eating food. Well, here it is, the money shot, the leg shot. Dude straight up has cellulitis and no circulation. Catfish Dad confirms it that Donald does cry out, "Ow, my legs!" at night. All Donald wants is to be a real boy who can walk, dance, work, and play ball. I feel bad because, spoiler alert, even though he tries it, it just doesn't happen. His stupid hat, they're just so spiky and dumb. I just have to say it. Big Don is at the hospital to have his stomach harvested. I like to think that Dr. Now has a room full of half stomachs that are all in jars he keeps as trophies. Speaking of which, there's my favorite Persian potato. I'm always taken aback in these early episodes of the lack of just for men hair dye. Donald is rolled into the OR. It looks like he's about to give birth as they transfer him over to a slab. I like him. Donald is out, and boy do I miss casual Dr. Now just walking out there with that nasty hospital water coffee. One day later, and Donald is doing some physical therapy, and down in popsicles. I think he's doing better. Taco Bell Mary holds up a cup and shows us what 4 ounces looks like. She explains that it's all the taco his stomach can handle now. 4 days pass and Donald is on his way home. He is ready to go to the club, but first we have to get him out of this building. We are now 4 months down the road, and Donald wants to go dancing. He boasts that all the women back in the day used to want a piece of him. Really?
Oh. Well, you okay?
Well, that's not how you dance. Donald does make it to the club. I think this might be one of the girls who all want a piece of him. Well, maybe not. We find out that's actually his best friend. But this friend that he's dancing with sure thinks within a year that Donald will be getting his dick wet. After hearing about how Donald could get it, we are 9 months down the road and off to see Painfully Dramatic Scale. Donald looks like he is puzzled by the moody thing. 435 pounds and a whopping 240 pounds down. Sadly, we don't even get to celebrate with my favorite potato. We just cut right out of there. Instead, we get to see Donald shopping for clothes for his cousin's wedding the following day. Looks like my boy Dr. Hottie wasn't the only one taking modeling classes from Melissa. 6X modeling classes. So Donald's friend here, is that his +1? Because I'm totally shipping it after that bar scene. We are into year 2 now, and Donald is at 372 pounds. And I just noticed this typo on this card. It reads he weighs 372 Bullshit. Donald is not doing so well. Seems he had a fall and is back in the hospital. He is feeling weak and cannot walk. About time my favorite Persian potato shows up. He insists that Donald tries to get up. Donald doesn't think he can do it though. He might be right. It has taken a lot of people to get him up. Not even with the pure power of the janitor did they get him up. Taco Bell Mary explains that he was having flu-like symptoms and was dehydrated. Donald was also speaking in tongues and weirding her out. And this is how we got here. Donald ended up slipping into a coma. Catfish Dad is rightfully screwed. He just wants to trade places with his son. Aww, I just want to feed him allergy pellets and tell him he'll be alright. Damn, Donald is looking rough. His brother expresses his concern over the doctors not knowing what's going on. It would be frustrating. And is Donald wrapped in bubble wrap? You know it's bad when even Dr. Now doesn't know. According to Reddit, he is a god. Catfish Dad states that he said yes to life support. He knows that his son will not die. A friend tattles on Donald for taking drugs, and we get one of my favorite lines from this show. I will insert the clip.
Cocaine. We just now found it.
How did you find that?
The girl that he's in love with is a big user
She's just sleeps around.
because she's got no consideration for her own life.
The girl he is in love with. The way Catfish Dad delivers that line kills me. And I also love how Dr. Now is leaning on the wall as they talk crap about her. Fast forward 1 month and Donald still isn't looking so hot. At least now they have a diagnosis for Donald. He has Guillain-Barré syndrome. I'll let the screen explain it. Donald is now being moved to an extended care facility. I guess the girl he was in love with didn't do it. We move along another 6 months and Donald is looking a lot better as Taco Bell Mary washes his face. He is all talking again now, but he is down as this is a big blow for him. I'll give him that cry. It does suck. Bright side though, it would cheer me up if Dr. Now asked me to wiggle my feet with that accent. We watch Donald do physical therapy as they all explain his disease and stuff. If you really want to know, we do live in the age of Google. Entered into year 3, and Donald has been doing this for a year. But his family is pouring in to see him. Taco Bell Mary is starting to show signs of diet sabotage as she feeds her son. Big Bad Insurance wants to ship Donald 300 miles away to a nursing home. Are you telling me that in the whole Houston area there isn't a nursing home that can take him? That is crap. His poor family had to remodel the whole house for him. I hope they receive some kind of financial help for this. I am mad for them. Don't be doing Catfish Dad and Taco Bell Mary that way. Taco Bell Mary pulls back a shower curtain and reveals that Donald had busted the bathtub prior to his surgery. I think this may be the only time we have seen this on this show. So Taco Bell Mary gets a crash course in care for Donald. Really, this family was not done right by their insurance. So Donald is eventually transferred home. I guess the bright side of it all is he does get to go home. Poor guy gets home and his machinery crashes. First time I saw this, it freaked me out. I can't imagine how it was for Donald just laying there. Year 4 is here and Donald is at 283 pounds. He is now able to get out of bed with a lift. Look at him rolling. Taco Bell Mary has struck. She doesn't think it's going to hurt him. Well, we'll see about that. Year 5. Donald is at 209 pounds. We meet up with him getting scanned. Doctors are trying to figure out if he's going to walk again. We have a meeting of the minds as we hear Donald's fate. He has a chance after all. With his hopes raised, Donald is off to a rehab facility. What is up with his dumb spiky hats? Uh-oh, Donald is in the hospital again. And wouldn't you know it, my favorite potato walks in to find Taco Bell on his bed. Poor Dr. Now is shaking his head outside of Donald's room. He has flat out told Taco Bell Mary that she is a bad influence. She is so lucky she did not meet him post-Asante meltdown. 4 months after being busted, Donald has not only gained weight, but a girl. She has the most redneck name of Barbie. I say they were meant to meet at some point. I'm no beauty guru, but her lined lip gloss lips are horrible. Barbie has all moved in and is driving that van around town. Year 6 has arrived and Donald has blown up to 314 pounds. He's getting another scan done as his hips has gone bad. My favorite potato went and said it. Taco Bell Mary isn't happy about getting some blame. Donald is starting to show his true colors too. He complains about having to go back on the diet. Dr. Stefan, I hope he knows all the hottest nightclubs in Houston. Who am I kidding? He's a doctor. Anyhow, what's the prognosis? He thinks Donald can get back without surgery. But look at Donald. He knows that if he's in that chair, he gets some Taco Bell. We are winding down into year 7, and Donald tells us he blew it with the diet. He's all back up to 420 pounds. He put on 211 pounds. I was going to say it was Barbie, but she up and left. Don't worry, the producers found her, and her lips still weird me out. She states that Donald changed on her and she ran. And I ran so far away. Seems Donald has been partying and being a redneck. Of course Barbie is the reason he packed on all this weight, because everything makes these people eat. So we're off to see Doctor now, and it seems Donald has worn his best spiky hat for the occasion. My favorite potato asks him, "How y'all doing?" Which Donald replies the obvious, "I gained a little weight." Poor Dr. Now's face. That trophy stomach is going back to the wall of shame. Dr. Now grills him about it. It's actually the nicest I ever seen him do it to somebody who has gone this far backwards. But Donald can't take it and he scoots out. Donald makes his way outside where Melissa tries to talk him down. He ignores her and begins screaming into the clinic door, sounding like a spiky hat chicken. Taco Bell Mary is not coming out fast enough for him. Donald tells Melissa, "Tell my mom to pick me up down the street." I really think he just wanted to go to Papa Ben's train place. I kinda do. I looked it up. Taco Bell Mary thinks Dr. Now was too rough on Donald. I wish he had a crystal ball because that was mild. 2 days later, and all that Taco Bell weight has gone and broke his chair. The poor man trying to fix it is trying his hardest to be polite when he tells Donald that he's too fat for any chair. Donald sits at home sulking. I think we're getting a glimpse of what made Barbie and her lips run. 3 months later and Donald is swimming. He claims to be trying to get back on track. He is all working out again. I think Taco Bell Mary will sabotage him every time though. I should look him up now, but that's an effort. Donald scoots onto a not so dramatic scale. He does some math and figures he's at 409 pounds. We see Donald met up with my favorite potato one last time before the episode ends. He brings another dumb spiky hat for the occasion. Dr. Now says the plan is to be under 300 pounds and walking in 3 months. I don't think so. I'm actually gonna look. Darn it. Yeah, still in the chair. And still with the dumb spiky hats. Before we leave Donald, he is going to meet up with Barbie for dinner. I hope she's doing it for free food and lip gloss. By the look she is. Donald asks why she ran. And she lays it down straight. Basically, he sucks. In conclusion, I do feel bad for him having to go through Guillain-Barré syndrome. But I can also tell that he is a douche. And I wouldn't have anything to do with him or his spiky hats. I'm naming the villain of this episode Insurance. It sucks what they did to Donald's family. I'll give this episode a rating of a trip to Taco Bell in a handicap van while wearing a dumb spiky hat. Also, you're going to get that ultimate supreme diarrhea burrito with a Baja Blast. See you on the snark side.